Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be celebrating the life and career of a true music icon, Angie Stone,
Yeah.
who sadly recently passed away. But she really did leave behind an incredible legacy, spanning 4 decades across music and acting.
Yeah.
And we've got a whole bunch of articles and interviews. But there's a really moving piece from CNN about her final performance
Right.
in Mobile, Alabama. So get ready to explore all the different parts of Angie Stone's amazing journey.
Yeah. I think what's really fascinating about Stone is that you can see her career like tracing this evolution of Black music
Uh-huh.
over several decades.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about a woman who like went from rapping with the Sequence to like blazing a trail in neo soul and R&B.
Okay, yeah, let's start with the sequence. I mean, Funk You Up was such a massive hit in the late 70s.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like a catchy song.
Right.
It was like a moment for women in hip-hop.
Oh, absolutely. You have to picture the music scene back then. Like hip hop was just emerging and it was really male dominated.
Yeah.
And then the Sequence, this all-female trio, comes bursting onto the scene, dropping rhymes just as skillfully as any of their male counterparts.
Yeah.
And their success totally like challenged the norms and opened doors for so many female artists who came after.
Yeah. You can like hear that confidence and energy in their music. Like it's not just about the beats. It's like there's a message in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then Stone makes this like huge leap into a solo career.
Mm-hmm.
And she finds all this success in R&B,
Right.
especially those neo-soul albums like Black Diamond and Mahogany Soul.
Yes.
What was it about the music scene at that time that made that transition work so well for her?
Yeah, so neo soul was really like bubbling up in the late 90s, and it was kind of like a response to what some people saw as R&B becoming too commercial.
Okay.
You know, like think about artists like Erykah Badu and D'Angelo. They were like bringing this more organic and introspective kind of vibe back to the genre.
Right.
And Stone, with her powerful vocals and like deeply personal lyrics, just fit perfectly into that movement. And she brought this maturity and depth to her music that just resonated with audiences.
Yeah, and it wasn't just audiences.
Yeah.
Stone received multiple Grammy nominations,
Right?
including one for More Than a Woman with D'Angelo.
Yes.
Actually, let's take a quick listen to a snippet of that song.
Okay.
I mean, the emotion,
Yes.
chills every time.
And that Grammy nomination isn't just any award. Like, that signifies recognition from, like, the music industry itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? It really cemented her place as this major force, especially after successfully switching across genres.
Yeah.
And speaking of recognition, if you're liking this deep dive into Angie Stone's life, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to the channel.
Definitely.
We'll be back in just a minute to uncover even more fascinating details about her impact on music and entertainment.
Absolutely.
You know what's amazing when you think about her impact?
Mm-hmm.
Across music, film, television, like she wasn't just present, she
Yeah.
really left her mark.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she wasn't afraid to take on all these different types of roles.
Yeah.
And she often brought this strong personality and comedic timing.
Yeah.
Like, who could forget her in The Hot Chick?
Right.
Classic Angie Stone.
Her ability to like move between these different creative worlds really highlights those skills of a true performer. You know, it's not easy to command a stage with your music and then turn around and captivate audiences on screen.
Yeah, it makes you really appreciate, like, her dedication and work ethic
Mm-hmm.
to be able to achieve success in multiple fields. This wasn't like a side hustle for her.
Right.
She was really committed to excelling at everything she did.
Yeah, it really speaks volumes about her character. Like, it seemed like for her, it wasn't even about the fame. It was more about, like, pushing her artistry and her talent to the fullest.
Yeah, and speaking of pushing boundaries
Yeah.
and her dedication to her craft, a few weeks before she passed away,
Yeah.
she posted something really powerful on Instagram. She wrote, "I've been in the game for 50 years. My first solo album is 25 years old. I've put in a lot of work over the years. God gave me this gift, and I have shared it with the world. Even at this point, I am asking my creator what is next, because I have so much more to give."
Wow, those words are really striking. Like, they reveal this enduring passion, this drive to, like, keep evolving,
Right.
and just this deep gratitude for being able to share her gift with the world.
Yeah.
It's like a reminder that even after, like, decades of success, true artists, they never stop looking for new ways to express themselves.
Yeah, it's almost like she knew that she wasn't finished.
Mm-hmm.
Like she still had more to offer.
Right.
More stories to tell, more music to create.
And you know, it makes you think about how the music industry like shifted
Yeah.
from physical albums to streaming.
Uh-huh.
And Stone was able to navigate all of those changes and prove that her staying power wasn't just about talent,
Right.
but about adapting to these new ways of reaching people,
Yeah.
you know? And that's a really valuable lesson for all of us.
Totally.
Regardless of what we do.
For sure.
To approach our work with that same passion, dedication, and desire to keep growing.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. Angie Stone's influence goes way beyond just her accomplishments.
Right.
Like, think about all the artists that she's inspired,
Mm-hmm.
the collaborations that she's been a part of,
Yeah.
and just the ripple effect that her music has had on culture.
It's like throwing a stone into a pond. You know,
Yeah.
the ripples just keep spreading outwards, and they touch more and more people.
Yeah.
Her legacy isn't just about what she achieved individually.
Right,
It's
right.
about her impact on the wider world of music and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a testament to the power of like genuine artistry. When you pour your heart and soul into your work, it transcends time.
Yeah.
And it continues to resonate even after you're gone.
And it's a legacy that's going to continue to inspire generations to come.
Yeah.
Her music will be discovered by new listeners. Her films will be revisited, and her story will be told and retold. So her impact will just keep going. Angie Stone's story is this powerful reminder that a life dedicated to creativity and passion leaves like a real mark on the world. What do you think it was about Stone's music that allowed it to connect with people on such a personal level?
That's like the beauty of music, isn't it? It has this ability to like weave itself into our lives
Yeah.
and become the soundtrack to our joys, our sorrows, and everything in between.
We've really covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we have.
From her groundbreaking work with the sequence to her successful solo career, her acting roles, and the impact she's had on so many artists,
Mm-hmm.
it's really been quite a journey.
It really has. And you know what stands out to me most is her like unwavering spirit, her dedication, and that just incredible ability to connect with people
Yeah.
through her music and through just her presence.
It's like she could tap into something that we all feel.
Yeah.
Her music became like the soundtrack to so many people's lives.
Right.
You know, I have some really specific memories
Mm-hmm.
tied to her songs,
Mm.
especially from the Mahogany Soul album. What about you?
Oh, absolutely. That album in particular is so rich and so layered.
Yeah.
It really showcases her vocal range, her songwriting, and her ability to just blend genres together.
There's just this depth and maturity in her music
Yeah,
that I think really sets her apart. It's not just about like catchy hooks or anything.
right.
It's about real life experiences and emotions.
And that's where that raw honesty that we talked about earlier really comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Stone wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, to share her struggles, her triumphs. And I think that's what resonated with so many listeners.
It's like she was inviting us into her world,
Yeah.
into her heart.
Mm.
And that's such a powerful thing. So as we kind of wrap up thinking about Angie Stone's incredible journey, I want to leave our listeners with this question.
Mm-hmm.
How can we each tap into our own creativity and find our voices and use them to make the world a little bit brighter?
That's a really beautiful question to think about. Angie Stone's story is a reminder that a life dedicated to creativity and passion can really have a profound impact.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us on this deep dive into the extraordinary life and legacy of Angie Stone. Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe for more insightful explorations. Until next time, keep the music playing and let Angie Stone's spirit inspire you to live your life to the fullest.